Dexter just had the talk with Harrison, but it's not the one that you're thinking about.
Definitely not.
Welcome back to Structure. I'm your host, H. This is my co-host, E. And this is our review, our discussion of Dexter's New Blood, Episode 9.
That's right. This episode was crazy, but before we get started, real quick shout out to Richard A. and Elizabeth R. Welcome to the family. Hey, if this is your first time watching, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button. H, let's get on Structure.
Let's go. All right, what a great episode. And there's only one episode left. This episode was fire. But before we get right into it, let's do this. Guys, if you stop by checking out our video, thank you so much. 2021 was great. We're fairly new to this space, and the love and support has been great. The growth of the channel.
Yeah.
Not what we thought.
Good.
Happy New Year to everyone.
Good
Happy
point.
New Year to all of our subs, all of our viewers.
It was better than we thought, and
Yeah.
we appreciate the love.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure. This is a passion project of ours, and I hope we hope you guys are enjoying what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, without further ado, don't forget to like, subscribe, help us grow into 2022, and let's get into this episode.
Family business.
The family business. It's such a weird episode. So this episode opens with Dexter having the talk with Harrison, but this is a talk about what he does with his dark passenger.
Yeah.
This is basically what's happening on the.
It was like the talk two, even deeper than the first talk. But go on.
Yeah. So he's talking about some clown that he eliminated, and I don't know if this is actually something that he did or is something that he's an imaginary clown, because it was a very freaky scene.
Yeah, it's definitely not one of the scenes that we saw in the past series. I won't say eight seasons, but the past series is definitely not one of them. But as he said, he's had hundreds of events and things like that. So he's detailing one of them, and he's walking it through very carefully, not to over reveal to Dexter. So he definitely to Harrison rather. So he definitely has that in mind, that he doesn't want to overexpose and corrupt him beyond the point that he's already corrupted.
Yeah, this is a very touchy subject because he has to be careful to gauge how far he can go with this. You have in his head Deborah telling him, cut it out, cut, don't do it.
Yeah.
And in the other side, there's something inside of him that wants to connect with his son, and his son become that one person he can be completely open and honest with, like he was with Hannah, perhaps, like his life partner at the time.
Exactly. So he is, like we said, revealing the code, but he stopped short of saying exactly what he did, and he does that because he wants Harrison to be a little bit more inquisitive. He wants to know that Harrison's on a level, because once you let that cat out the bag, you can't necessarily bring it back, right? So that's the thought process, and I sort of, what are your thoughts on this? Because I sort of wish that he would just share it, and Harrison would be better for it if he would just say the actual things that's going on, and that he did.
He didn't go all the way. He said, "Oh yeah, I got it. I got the guy. It's giving a scare," and he never did it again. He left it open to interpretation.
Completely unrealistic.
Yeah, it was very unrealistic, but it's gotta be weird because Harrison was very cool and collect with it, and he was embracing it in a way. Since he has that anger, so they were able to connect at that level.
Yeah.
It is a very weird father-son relationship. And one thing I noticed when Dexter's telling the story, he is talking about, in a way that when he talks about it, you can tell he enjoys it, that he's being able to be free and be
this
himself.
Is their bonding moment. It's unusual. It gives new meaning to father-son bonding. Absolutely. This is their bonding moment, and he wants Harrison to enjoy it like he does, because he thoroughly enjoys what he does, as we all know. But he doesn't know whether Harrison is quite there yet, whether he'll get there, or whether he's beyond that point. We sort of discover it later on in the episode. But H, what are your thoughts on that clown as he's describing it?
That clown was freaky. I don't like clowns, and nothing.
My gosh.
Nothing against you guys. It's just they're a little freaky to me.
Dude, whoever that actor is, he played that role, because I was like, somebody needs to check this guy out for real.
No, certainly.
Yeah, he was creepy, and he really made me believe with his character for
Yeah,
sure.
and anytime you add kids to the equation, it always makes it a little extra weird.
Yes.
Makes you think like, am I gonna have clowns on my kid's birthday party? Because you never know.
No.
That's
The
the
answer is
short
no.
answer.
Yeah.
No, the face that Dexter made when Harrison goes, "Oh, like a vigilante," kind of Dexter. Yeah, I'm the good guy here. Like, although the things that
That.
he does
Yeah.
is to bad people, morally he's not 100% the good guy.
No. But that is the way that they see it, and
He sees himself as
that's the
like
rationale that they
as a
have
hero.
behind
He's
it. Yeah.
as Batman, as they call him,
And who hates Batman? Nobody. Everybody loves Batman.
the Joker,
And well, yeah.
the Penguin,
We could go down that list,
Two
but
Face,
there's obviously something wrong with those
Scarecrow,
characters. Clearly. Oh
Poison
man.
Ivy.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the task at hand.
Yeah.
And then we see that. What were your thoughts on the gifts? Because there was like the gifts were a little weird as well when they're doing the gifts exchange with he gives them the gun, a sweater, socks.
Those gifts were a picture of a dad failing at Christmas, basically,
Except for the gun. The
until he
rifle was
gave him the
cool.
rifle, that he was absolutely failing. And maybe he set it up that way where he just wanted to lower his expectations and then completely exceed them. But he was failing for sure.
He gave him like the become Dexter kit from, so he is able to blend in, look very normal, and
Oh
then
man.
here's his rifle, and let's go shoot. And Harrison knew how to handle himself. It was a better shot than Dexter ever was, which then brings the question: there's got to be more to the backstory of Harrison.
Yeah.
And this is my issue with this. We don't know if there's gonna be a season 2. This is a limited time series. The producers
Honestly,
and the
I think they
directors,
hit gold right now. They got to come out with a season 2
this is
because
very very good. This show is very very good.
because it'll be incomplete otherwise. It is very very good. You got to have a season.
I don't
2.
see how they can wrap everything up in a nice bow with one episode left. But there's so many unanswered questions. What really happened to Hannah? How the Harrison's journey to Dexter? How the Harrison is been handling this dark passenger of his?
Yeah.
There's so many things that we want to know.
How will he cope with it going forward? Because we caught on to Dexter, and I don't when he was in his adulthood. I don't know whether he's in his late 20s or 30s.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I would say his 30s.
Yeah, so
probably.
Dexter's already been into it, but now this is the growth of a person like Dexter, So that part would be interesting to see, and also Dexter guiding Harrison in his growth and in his adherence to the code.
But I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know if Harrison, because how good of a show morally would be that Harrison just becomes the new Dexter. But is
And I
that
think this whole the whole series right now is them tippy toeing the moral line where people would say, and just random viewers would be like, no, this is the wrong way to go. You're corrupting them. You're teaching the wrong thing. This shouldn't be on TV in general. I think that's why they're sort of like pushing the limits. Not
I mean,
not
it's
pushing
not
the limits,
regular TV.
but he
it's-
has to be
it's
completely.
prime. I mean, like you're talking about like paid subscription channels, which
Still, there's people with bleeding hearts that would be like, you're corrupting a kid, so they have to know that he's already gone
that's
past
gotta
that
be
point.
on you. This is Showtime. I don't think they have any kids shows. If you're allowing your, come on, at some point.
Yeah,
we
they
gotta take some
definitely don't have
ownership.
kid shows on Showtime.
They definitely don't. I don't. At least that I know
No.
of. They're
Yeah.
all very adult nature. So, but yeah, I mean, things get out anyway, regardless of that. But I think a good ending for the show. I mean, I don't think Dexter can just go unpunished. Although he's been doing these things to people that we deem bad,
hmm
where he can't just. He either has to go to prison or he has to be
Yeah,
eliminated.
and
himself.
Deborah actually mentioned it, that prison, an institution, or
And
therapy.
Harrison has to be free of it. Has to be the one to break that cycle. He has to be the one that doesn't have that dark passenger. I can finally have a normal life because it's not fair for this kid.
I think we're gonna go down that path a little bit longer, and then after we've gone down it for another season or two, then you're gonna see some deviations. But until then, I think that we are headed straight down that path in season 2.
Let's talk about before we some of the other points. Let's talk about Kurt first, and then let's end it with Angela.
Yeah.
So Kurt,
Kurt.
is like he lost his marbles. He's unhinged. He shows up when Dexter.
He's in completely different territory. Sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt. He's never had someone hunt him. He's
yeah.
always been the hunter, or in his mind, the savior. So he is in completely different territory, out of his element. Before we said that he was in his element. Now he's sort of uncouth because his plans it got foiled. So go on, H.
No, yeah. So he shows up at Angela's house to hand her some candy. I think it was bark. I forgot the
Yeah,
name of it. My apologies there. And it's kind of like a measuring between Dexter and like a game of chicken. Like, okay, I showed up here.
absolutely.
Hey, kid, bang bang.
Yeah,
How are you?
they're
And
throwing all different types of subs and
so
everything.
much tension there.
Yes.
Then Dexter and Harrison just get out of there in
Yeah.
a hurry.
Yeah, they knew that they had a job to do, sort of like vigilantes, sort of like Batman and Robin. They had to get on the job and take care of this evil villain, if you will. And uh, talking about Kurt had a plan for them as well, but Kurt's plan was kind of basic.
Yeah, so Kurt tried to burn them alive, or not burn it, burn the house, and as soon as they came out, bang bang,
Yep,
eliminate them.
exactly.
Didn't go his way. Dexter's actually taunting him by going to finding his hideout
Yeah,
where he has all his trophies. He goes down, he
you know,
lets him know that I see your camera. I found your spot,
yeah.
and he knew how he was gonna react after it.
All due respect, R.I.P. I love the guy, but Dexter in that particular situation reminds me of the crocodile hunter, where he is completely fearless of the top predators. He goes into their element, and unlike the crocodile hunter, he taunts them, and he's not scared. Where any other rational person would be scared of going into the lair of this serial killer,
He's
right?
enjoying this whole thing
He
because the way
enjoys
he
it.
taunts him about what's happening and the camera is seeing him, he's enjoying it. You can see that. Yeah, this
Yeah,
it's like a
He
measuring
almost
contest.
smiled for the camera.
Yeah, he's like he's mouth for the camera, and then he sees the
I
trophies,
see you. That was it. He
and
was like, "Come and
sadly,
get us."
as he's doing that,
Uh huh.
because they kind of show us Molly's podcast and stuff, and we finally see that Kurt did get to Molly. That's why she has not been seen in the show. I thought she was gonna play a more pivotal part to the show.
Yeah,
Maybe she will to allow Dexter to go free when Angela finds everything
I
out.
thought she was going to expose a lot of different things, and maybe her character still will because she still has the podcast and everything. But I thought that she was going to stick around, and I was conversing with a lot of the viewers, and we all had the same conclusion that Angela wasn't going to stick around, but. There was no discussion of Molly, so that was a good twist, unexpected. I didn't
Yeah,
see Molly going. I thought she was safe after she escaped. I mean, how would he? How did he get her?
probably at the hotel or something. He probably offered some kind of incentive with his henchmen
Yeah,
because they did
yeah.
have
His
some
henchman might have
conversations.
picked him up,
There was a
picked her
conversation they
up.
had
Yeah.
a few episodes back that do you handle that thing? Yeah, I handle that one. And
Ah,
he
yeah,
mentioned
yeah.
something along those lines, so that could
There it
have been
is.
it. But then one observation when he finally the catch Kurt, they bring him to
To
the
his trophy. Yeah,
preparation
yeah.
table, right?
Hmm.
To Dexter's table, and he goes, "You this is where am I? This is where you do your stuff." And yeah, it's just me. He was very curious to say that it's just him, and this brings me to another point that they kind of have that they want us to forget about is the billionaire. This billionaire was shown in the first few episodes. We have not seen him again, right? And there's gotta be some kind of connection because
Dude,
Kurt made an alluded that somebody else is doing
I,
this with him.
I've been wanting to say that or meaning to say that. You're absolutely right. There's no reason why they would show the billionaire in like the first one or two episodes and then completely forget about him. Even though he may be off doing different things, there is some type of connection. Has to be. Will that come out in the next episode or will that come out in season 2?
Well, this is what makes me think there's gotta be a season 2 because you have one episode left. Unless this episode's
Hmm.
gonna be 3 hours long, there's too many loose ends. You have this billionaire. We have Logan.
Where
Logan
did
finding
Kurt
out.
get all the money for that type of setup that he has underground? That's
Yes,
a lot of
yes.
dough. Containers cost a lot of money. And then you have to get an excavator to dig up the containers, and then you have to get
And
ventilation
you
and
gotta
all
pay
this
people
other
to
stuff.
stay quiet.
This is pretty elaborate.
Yeah, there's gotta be they gotta be in cahoots. It's gotta be the other person doing this.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably gonna spook that billionaire, and this billionaire is gonna come after Dexter. You also have to think about Logan. They always had all these hints about Logan not trusting Dexter and becoming the new Dokes,
Yeah,
right? So we
definitely.
gotta see more about that. So I am convinced we're gonna have it another season. We at least have to have 1 to 2 more seasons just to wrap everything up nicely because they put too many uh,
To be honest with you, I
open.
think this season was a filler, and see whether the public was still attracted to Dexter, whether they still loved him. And I think
And
the
they
answer
knocked
is
it out of the
yes.
park. One of
Yeah.
the best overall. If you combine the New Blood show and the old shows,
Hmm.
this is gonna, in my opinion, it goes in as one of the best seasons of Dexter as a whole for the whole franchise because it was really really good. This season is being it's
There was a
been
few holes, but yeah, for me one of the best seasons. Go on.
yeah it's been hitting at all high, right?
All levels,
Yeah.
absolutely. So it's been great, and I am super looking forward to the last episode, the season finale, uh, and hopefully they bring it because we in other series we have and haven't seen that. So hopefully they bring it, and it looks like they will. But things have been crazy. And what about Angela?
Yeah. So, but before that, I meant to ask you. My
Uh
apologies.
huh.
Let's backtrack a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you think is going through Harrison's mind? Because Harrison freaked. He
Yes.
was cool
Yeah.
through the whole process until he sees the blood, kind of bring those memories back.
Mm-hmm.
He sees himself as a baby. He sees Rita as in the bathtub, and those memories are kind of getting to
Yeah.
him, and he freaks out.
I was curious and I was really paying attention at that point because I thought it would do one or two things. Obviously, it would either one trigger him or completely turn him off. It looked like it completely turned him off because shortly after he was out of there. Until that point, it seemed like he was in it, but also during the conversation with Kurt, when Kurt was talking about Matt, it seemed like Harrison became slightly disillusioned. Maybe had a few more questions like, "Hey, what's going on
Yeah,
here?"
Dexter
But
tried to justify. Yeah, well, he killed 5 people
he
because
he met
this
the
and that.
code. That's
He
it.
made the
Shut up.
code.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, keep it quiet. And then at that moment, he stuck some stuff in his mouth.
yeah,
And then through the whole process, Dexter's asking Harrison, "Are you cool? Are you cool? Are you okay with it?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah, keep going." Until he sees that blood, freaks out, and then he goes, I gotta get a breather." And then he goes up. That's when he was shopping.
yeah. So how is that supposed to work? Because he did have that incident at school where he cut the guy and saw blood, but I guess it was the amount of blood that he saw that sort of triggered something in him. How, if he has that dark passenger, how is he going to settle that going forward?
Yeah, because I don't know if he's gonna get the same pressure as Dexter gets from eliminating his victims. He
Hmm.
did get some relief when Dexter was able to confess to him, "I handled Trinity.
Yeah.
I handled him,"
Yes.
and he was
Thank
that
you.
was
That
like
was a big moment. I'm
that was
so
a
glad
huge
that he
moment.
finally
Mhm.
said that. Like, dude, man, if you want to connect with your son and knowing his situation, you have to say that you avenged the death of his mother. You have to say that 'cause that will put him at ease. Let him know that you're on board. And I think all of the entire series, he finally leveled with Harrison and finally showed him who he was. He was scared that one, he would corrupt the kid or completely turn him off, and it did the exact opposite. It brought them closer. This was
A
not
very
family
twisted
business,
family.
but this was family bonding. To be honest with you, yeah,
Yeah, no, and another part of the family that's not bonding so well is Angela and Audrey. Although it's kind of weird.
that's what I was
So
gonna say. Go ahead, H. Go
so
ahead, H.
Audrey, they gotta stay now. Audrey's like, "Yeah, we gotta stay with us."
Yeah.
And
How does that,
there's
the
two teenage
whole
kids staying in
mother
the same
daughter
house.
father son, how does
It
that
is
work out?
just weird and
That is
cringy
weird. Like, how
in many
does
levels.
yeah, how does that work out? Like, they're in the same house. Like,
Are they
that's
gonna do mother daughter double dates?
yeah,
No, I don't think it's gonna happen because
no,
Angela's not feeling that.
no. No, yeah, Angela she's trying to put on a good face, but she knows who Dexter is, and she's convinced that he's the Bay Harbor Butcher. Uh, and
She's looking at it. She's looking at him that way. She's
sh
almost convinced. She found that he was using the tranquilizer, right? He went
Yep,
to the vet,
yeah,
which another thing why Dexter's being so sloppy.
And shout out to some of the viewers. I said that he was using M99 before. You're correct. I guess different territory, different situation.
Yeah, I know how the show explains that, but yeah, they definitely switched it up on us.
Yeah.
So there isn't something completely different. Looking at the needle punctures that the people in the town received by Jim Lindsay and the ones from the Bay Harbor Butcher, which kudos to her that she's able to access all this evidence, all this information, and she has not reached out to Batista or any. Like that's the first thing. I'm sorry, but she's proving that she's a very good cop when she wants to be, but you have not reached out to the people that know him best. Hey, get a reference. Like, how was Dexter? What happened to him? What at least let them know.
Good point.
At this point, she lost trusting him because she
doesn't say "I love you" anymore.
Dexter's oblivious that she's acting different. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
If your wife, your girl is acting different,
and you say "I love you" and she doesn't respond back, yo, that's a dead sign. Like that's a red signal.
You go to kiss her, she gives you the cheek. Dexter's so oblivious to on this person
because he's riding high off of what he's gonna do. He likes a challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to hide who he really is, and he's too focused. He's missing the signs, and it looks like the final opponent he's gonna have for the season that he has to overcome is gonna be Angela, and this will cost him everything potentially, right?
Yeah, his freedom. We don't know what she's gonna do, and real quick, just drop comments and whether you think that she's gonna lock him up or whether you think that she's gonna do something different. Like, what is Angela gonna do next? What is her next move going to be? But I think that right now,
because she has Matt's.
She has the
metal
Kurt. Yeah, Kurt is the screws.
Yeah,
she got the letter from Kurt saying what happened, and now that was a light bulb. That was great. Well done by Kurt. Well played. She totally is convinced that he's the Bay Harbor Butcher, and also that there was foul play in her own territory as a police. She has a duty to arrest criminals. So he may, in her mind, Dexter is that. Will she cover it up? Will she arrest him? Will she confront him? There's a lot of things a lot of possibilities that can happen in the next episode.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see it. It's bittersweet because sometimes you find these shows that we've been very lucky because we had at least 3 to 4 shows back to back that have been really great.
Progressively, one better than the other.
Yeah. I mean, and we have great performances all this last half of the year for 2021, and there's a lot of great shows coming up on 2022. We'll let you guys know about it in future videos.
H, real quick, if there's a season 2, what do you think is going to happen in season 2?
If there is a season 2, we're gonna see this billionaire being the main opponent because he was in partnership with Kurt. That's what my belief is. And we're going to see Harrison coming to his own. Just be owning whatever code he's going to use. Whether he's going to follow Dexter 100 or he's going to be a hybrid of Dexter or maybe break free from it. That's what I think we're going to be seeing.
Are they going to stay in the same town?
Yeah. I think they're going to stay in that particular location. They're in Iron Lake, right?
Iron Lake, yeah. And they have a lot of transient people and things of that nature. So I guess it presents opportunity. So quite possibly, I think season 2 is really going to expand on this. So I believe that this episode is amazing. Overall thoughts of this episode in general, well done. A lot of things were very plausible, and I like the way that they dropped clues in previous episodes without making them obvious. Like Kurt gave Harrison the drone, and now Harrison's using the drone.
That drone against him, right?
Exactly.
I give this episode an A+. That's my opinion on it.
Yeah, A+ for sure. Hey, listen, we will be with you for the next episode of Dexter, the season finale, and a few other TV shows. Yeah, TV shows as well. If you like this, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. But until the next time, I'm Ian, this is H, and we are
On Structure.
That's right.